So I know you probably can't see down in here, but this was a duck nest back in here in this corner of this one stall. So last night, yesterday morning, we came out to do chores, and I always go around looking for duck eggs, and so, because they hide them wherever they feel like it. They just go wherever. So anyways, so, there, I think that might be a little better. So I went around looking for duck eggs and found a duck dead, sitting on her nest in that horse stall. Been decapitated. Her head ripped off. She was left there. The head was still there. Feathers everywhere. She was sitting on an egg, and she had been covered up with straw, which was kind of weird. And I wasn't sure what it was that would have gotten her like that without taking her. Just to kill her, kind of ate her crop. That was it. So I started looking it up, and at first I thought it might be a mink. And so we were trying to figure out, well, how are we going to catch a mink doing this? Because the ducks are kind of free range, and at night they go in one of the pens. They either sleep in with the sheep, or they sleep in with the little buckling goat we have, you know, or something like that. So anyway, so I came out last night to do chores. Okay. So I came out last night to do chores, and as I was walking out toward the barn, I see the cow. She spins around and puts her head down, and she starts chasing something right here, right there, between, right in here, between the run-in and the fence. And that whatever it was came around the front of the run-in, came around the front, and headed around the back, and she was on its tail. She was chasing it. And all I saw was a black thing. It looked like it was flying. Come to find out, it was a fox. And it was a big fox. And it ran to the corner of our pasture. Ran out to the corner of the pasture out there and sat just outside of our fence under that pine tree, and was sitting there looking at me. And I ran for Alan to get the gun, and because it was up pretty close in the barnyard, right by the barn. I figured it was probably heading in to get that duck that it left there this morning. So while they're playing, I can go ahead and talk about what happened. So I ran for Alan to get the gun to come out, and then when we came back out, we seen it was sitting back there under that pine tree. So I started walking towards the barn, but by the time it was watching us, I started walking down along the edge of the chicken coop, and it took off and ran into the trees right there by that pine tree. Ooh, ouch, that one hurt. Gosh, I could hear that clear over here. So anyway, so Alan took up his perch here behind the stock trailer with the gun and waited to see if it would come back. So I was in the barn doing chores. and it came and jumped over the fence, probably about right in that area, right in there, somewhere, right up in here, and started coming straight over for the barn again, and I was in it. And anyway, he took a shot at it, and it jumped, and it turned around and went back and jumped over the fence and went into the cornfield over there. So after a few minutes, he went to see if he could see any blood or anything like that where he might have, to indicate that he had hit it, but he said he didn't really see anything. So anyways, we turned on all the barn lights last night, left them all on to see if it came back, maybe that keeping the lights on would keep it away. And all our ducks are accounted for this morning, all our chickens, nothing was bothered at all, but I'm still worried that something's going to come back and get those chickens. And if it hadn't, and the ducks, but if it hadn't have been for Annabelle chasing that fox out, and it's a big fox, I probably wouldn't have ever realized that. And if I hadn't come out at that moment and saw that with my eyes, I would not have known what it was really, and we would have thought still that it was a mink. But then we started looking up foxes and, you know, how they kill, and, you know, what would indicate that it had been a fox, and man, it fit it right to the T. So we're on the alert right now, high alert, watching for a fox. So hopefully we can keep everyone safe. See you right here next time, Heskett Haven Farm. Thanks for watching in.